Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free Radio Parami app. Download it now.
Wants an immediate partial ceasefire and later a comprehensive peace deal. President Donald Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff says he believes we see real progress today, but Russian officials are more cautious. Last night, at least 7 people were killed after Russia launched another barrage of drones at Ukraine.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Israel keeps up the attacks in Gaza, where Palestinian officials say more than 60 people were killed in bombings. A Hamas operative is among them, hiding out, Israelis say, with the civilians in a hospital.
Reports on the ground inside Gaza indicate that Ismail Barhoum, a top Hamas political official, was the target in this strike.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. The Senate's minority leader has a message for some of his fellow Democrats who want to replace him.
Look, I'm not stepping down.
Chuck Schumer defending his vote for a Republican spending bill to avert a government shutdown, telling NBC's Meet the Press the GOP funding plan was bad.
But a shutdown would be 15 or 20 times worse.
Former Congresswoman Mia Love has died. She was the first black Republican woman elected to Congress. She was only 49, had brain cancer. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
While the U.S. tries to stop the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, there's also a renewed focus on Iran, and not just its backing militants like Hamas in the Middle East, pressuring Iran to stop its nuclear program that's feared to be closer to making weapons.
U.S. Middle Eastern envoy Steve Witkoff on Fox News Sunday said President Trump has given the Iranians 2 months to decide the course they will take. America wants Iran's nuclear program ended. Witkoff said right now it's up to Iran to decide how this plays out.
Let's sit down and see if we can, through dialogue, through diplomacy, get to the right place. If we can, we're prepared to do that. And if we can't, the alternative is not a great alternative.
Witkoff says that alternative does not rule out military action under certain circumstances if Iran opts not to walk away from nuclear development. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Stocks could surge on Wall Street to start the week. Dow futures up almost 400 points after last week's slight gains for the Dow and the NASDAQ following a big sell-off to start March. At the gas pump,
gasoline prices lost another 2 pennies per gallon. The regular grade average is now $3.15. In the past 4 weeks, it's down 9 cents.
Analyst Sylvia Lundberg surveys gas stations across the country, just like AAA. Its national average for regular $3.12 a gallon, a little less. Now to the college basketball tournament.
16 teams are left in the men's NCAA brackets, including all 4 #1 seeds. Duke and Florida scored victory Sunday to join fellow top seeds Houston and Auburn in the round of the Sweet 16. Florida ended UConn's run of 2 straight national titles. The Gators knocked out the Huskies 77-75. Ole Miss made the Sweet 16 for the first time in 9 years. The Rebels beat 3rd seed Iowa State 91-78.
That's Fox's Jared Max. Also winning to advance yesterday, Alabama, Arizona, Kentucky, Michigan State, and Maryland, which won on a buzzer-beating shot over Colorado State. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Monday. Welcome to the program. It is March 24th, 2025, and you're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. It's News Radio for South Texas with the show producer, Fred Cruz, AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordina on standby. He put the word thunderstorm in the forecast. Yeah, I saw plenty of that in Central Texas, San Antonio areas nearby Austin. I don't know, but we'll see what the chances are for us maybe later in the day. So stick around for that conversation. I'm Sergio Sanchez. Appreciate you joining us. Delays are possible for the international crossings Brownsville and Matamoros today. In fact, the U.S. Embassy and Consulate, they've told their employees in Mexico that they have been advised that extra security will be present at the international bridges today. Of course, the bridges, Brownsville, Matamoros International, the Gateway International Veterans. Some consulate employees were also advised to avoid travel on the Gateway International Bridge for today. A different bridge story, this one, the lift bridge to Rio Hondo, FM 106, leading to and from the bridge will be closed until repairs are made to the lift bridge. What happened? Well, there was an accident this past weekend. A vehicle went off the road and hit a junction box on Saturday. AEP was forced to cut power, and hence the lift bridge is stuck in the open position. Till further notice, no date has been provided as to when repairs might be completed. At 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News, the measles outbreak in Texas has crossed the 300 mark.
The state health department says Texas now has 309 cases of measles across the Panhandle and South Plains regions, most of them in Gaines and neighboring counties near the New Mexico border. Lubbock County, which includes Texas Tech University, is reporting 8 cases on Friday. Lamar County, east of DFW, reports 5. Officials say Travis County and Rockwall County are both reporting 1 case each that are not associated with the West Texas outbreak. Of the 309 cases, 2 individuals received the vaccine after they were exposed, but before the vaccine could give them immunity, which takes about 2 weeks.
That's reporter Bill McLean. Up in Central Texas, San Antonio, police investigating the vandalism of a memorial that was set up to honor the lives of 53 people, all illegal immigrants who died back in 2022 in a human smuggling attempt. Most of the victims died inside a sweltering 18-wheeler, the trailer of an 18-wheeler. And it seems that Americans are splurging on spring break. New data from an insurance provider showing that across the country, it seems that we spent about 14% more on spring break this year than we did last spring break. Travelers are expected to spend an average of more than $5,300 this year on spring break. Time is 7:08. It's AccuWeather time. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine joining us. And I want to say thank you to the gang over at Martin Farm and Ranch, especially Dougie. What's up, Dougie? The guys at Martin Farm and Ranch want to thank you for shopping local. Walk in greeted by friendly faces, very knowledgeable people. And at Martin Farm and Ranch, they are much more than a feed store. Say hi to Dougie if you stop by today. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine is joining us with a chance of a thunder shower in the forecast. Now, we saw that impressive energy, people posting from Central Texas, San Antonio area, Austin area. They're posting like these whopper hail, chunks of the size of softballs and other things like that. We're not going to see anything that exciting down here anytime soon, are we?
No. We are going to see maybe a spotty thunder shower. We took the chance from 40 to 25. So it's a small chance today. But that being said, we have not faltered at all for Thursday night into Friday and Saturday, lasting also parts of Sunday. So that's Houston, sorry. To Wednesday into Thursday for southern Rio Grande Valley.
Another cool front, or what is that? What?
That will be a boundary of sorts. Not really a cool front because the winds are going to be out of the south and southeast. It's more or less a boundary pushing through, and it could bring up to 1 to 1.5 inches of rain.
Okay.
I was talking about this last week.
Yeah, and so how they're done with this in southeast Texas? I see the tail end of this. It's already in the Gulf, and it's moving away.
Yep.
So,
The low that came through is now over like Baton Rouge, where there's some strong storms going on right now. So yeah, this system has pretty much gone through, and like I said, there's that 25, maybe 40% chance of something popping up this afternoon.
It's this system, or the tail end of that might turn something later in the day, like maybe.
Right.
Okay.
But the better chance of any measurable precipitation is going to be starting Wednesday night into Thursday for McAllen.
Okay, Bill. Well, hope it becomes a reality. The current conditions across the area, what you got?
It is, let me pull it up here, 73 in Brownsville. We got 5 miles visibility of fog. 73 in McAllen with 8. 70 in Harlingen, 5 there. 72 in Weslaco, 7 miles visibility. And 70 in Edinburgh, 5 miles there.
All right, you like raisins?
I don't mind them. Raisin cookies?
Chocolate-covered raisins. That's
Ooh.
the day.
Yeah, I do like those. And also craisins.
Raisins?
Cranberry raisins.
Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. Yeah, cranberries, chocolate-covered cranberry.
Uh-huh.
That's real good. All right, yeah, you got your sugar fix for the morning. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nording. Again, big thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. This from late last week, Texas Congressman Henry Cuellar was in the news, saying that the Trump administration should allow the import of huevos, import of eggs from Mexico. He says if you cross the border just south, go to Reynosa, go to Matamoros, you'll pay about $4 for a carton of 30 eggs. That'd be one way. But of late, egg prices of late have been coming down significantly. Like they're half now what they used to be like a couple weeks back. It's 7:12 on the Valley's Morning News. You watch the clock on this one for me, Freddie. The White House Easter egg roll, brought to you by the Trump administration, might be giving a preview of how future Easter egg rolls at the White House will be conducted.
This year's Easter egg roll is being produced by a company called Harbinger, which also produced the event during President Trump's first term. The company is offering corporate sponsors a variety of branding and signage opportunities, including naming rights, custom branded gift baskets, and mentions in press releases and social media posts. Any extra money raised through the egg roll will go to the White House Historical Association. Some have criticized the monetization of the event, calling it inappropriate. I'm Michael Kastner.
There was a winning ticket, Texas two-step lottery ticket sold at H&H Food Mart in San Juan. It was sold on March 20th. The Valley winner, or the person who bought it in the Valley, will need to share this with somebody in North Texas, so they'll split the $1.1 million on that ticket. And the NCAA Sweet 16 is set. We had 2 Texas teams that were eliminated this past weekend. The Aggies, bye-bye Aggies, bye-bye Baylor. So we got U of H, the Cougars, and Texas Tech. And you can hear, actually, if they advance, all the way, they would need to advance all the way to the Final Four, right? Because that's the only thing that we're broadcasting. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So not, it's this coming weekend, right? Live from San Antonio, as my baby used to say. Live from San Antonio at the Alamo Dome. Men's Final Four this weekend. No? Oh, it's the first weekend in April. Sorry, Freddie. Okay. I'm just the program director. Don't ask me. So first weekend in April, it's the Men's Final Four. And listen to that broadcast. Hopefully, the Cougs or the Raiders make it all the way to the Men's Final Four. You can hear that first weekend of April. And, of course, the Men's Championship as well, right here on News Talk 710 KURV. Speaking of champions, we got the Economic Development Office in Brownsville. They've been working overtime trying to land another big fish. They might have news on that next week. But meantime, we're looking at the rapid expansion they're trying to keep up with when it comes to economic expansion, jobs, and everything that comes from it, from LNG and SpaceX, and how TxDOT is trying to catch up to that. Conversation with Gilbert Salinas from Economic Development Brownsville. That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Did you know Mighty Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and HVAC also does duct cleaning?
Here, Feathers, guess what?
Tea.
Coffee. You know I don't like tea.
Oh, no. Mighty Mike's offers duct cleaning to make sure your ducts are clean and system running efficiently to save you money. Now is a great time for duct cleaning, so just call 956-686-1353.
Oh, I found callmightymike.com. They do all HVAC services and more.
Except that, but they do duct cleaning. Get your system done. Mighty Mike's to the rescue.
Take the McAllen Foodie Tour. Go to visitmcallen.com. You'll find new daily restaurants and secret menu items. The McAllen Foodie Tour. Go to visitmcallen.com.
had gotten a phone call yesterday around noon, and I was at the gym at the time. They called me twice, and I called back, and they told me you won $1,000, and I didn't believe it. So I actually had to call my bank, and I called customer service and everything, and then they also confirmed that it's true that I won, and that's why I love Lone Star National Bank.
Swipe, win, repeat. For every 35 debit card swipes, our customers have a chance at winning $1,000 every quarter. Make the switch to LSNB. Start swiping today.
Charlie Kirk here, host of The Charlie Kirk Show, inviting you to stay tuned for The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez, coming up a little later on this morning starting at 9 on News Talk 710 KURV.
Why is Charlie laughing when he says that? Was he still laughing at your joke? What was he laughing, huh? 16 minutes after the hour, this is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. This is your station for Houston Astros play-by-play. The season begins on Thursday. First broadcast for us will be Friday from Houston. So go Astros. I want to say thank you to our many, many supporters this season, including the Mission Economic Development Office. Economic status report for our city of Brownsville. And my goodness, we got a lot to touch within a 10-minute block. Let's go straight to the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation office, the director, Gilbert Salinas. Okay, Gilbert, let's start with a recent conversation I understand you had with some folks up in Austin, like a space-related roundtable. Maybe TxDOT's, they're prepping for future missions, which will be up to 25, I understand, right? If they get clearance, SpaceX gets clearance.
Correct. And thanks for having me on the show. Correct. They're aiming for 24, 25. I think the next one's coming up here in the next few weeks. And so we were invited to be part of a panel discussion, speaking to all of the TxDOT heads, a lot of their middle management from throughout the state. This was a couple of weeks ago, week and a half ago. And it was interesting because TxDOT now is really embracing the whole space sector. Very different from aerospace. So now we're talking about space. So they had some representatives from West Texas, from the Van Horn area, Midland, some experts from the University of Texas as far as space research. And there's several spaceports now in the state of Texas, Waco area, Houston, again, Midland, and obviously the Brownsville and the Rio Grande Valley. So TxDOT now is saying, okay, this is kind of where we were at 10 years ago. For them, this is totally new. So they're trying to figure out what are the infrastructure needs that all of these companies in the private space sector are going to need and utilize so we can start planning for that today. And it was interesting because I told them where we're at down in Brownsville, you can't build it fast enough. we appreciate what, the questions and what y'all are doing now. They are investing on that one highway that goes out there. But just this program, this project has grown so fast that you just can't build it fast enough. So let's start really thinking, about 5-10 years down the road and what else we're going to need. So it's a very, very interesting conversation for them.
What might that be? Because we've mentioned quite a few times that 15 or so mile stretch between the city, then going to Boca Chica and that old road that definitely needs to be fattened up, and they'll fatten that up. And I'm sure they'll have some very heavy trucks and equipment. And of course, the daily traffic of 3,000, 4,000 people working at the Giga Rocket Factory. That's going to get a lot of work over the next.
Yeah, it's a lot of traffic right now. I mean, it's a two-way farm road really leading up to Boca Chica Beach, and which could potentially be the new Starbase City, and they're getting ready to start beefing that one up to 4 lanes. Not sure if it's going to have a turn lane or not. But yeah, you've got almost 4,000 people, going out there on 3 shifts on a daily basis. And then truck traffic, I mean, you're easily between 200 to 300 trucks going out there per day. And the closer you start getting to a launch, the more truck traffic. And what's interesting, after the launch, well, a lot of those materials that got used for the rocket launch, they got to haul that stuff out and bring new materials in. So it's a beehive of activity with one way in and one way out. So that's one of the things that they're looking at. How can we, are there alternate routes? What else can we do to try to get, to move goods and to move human capital out there as well?
Yeah. No, and I got to ask you, because we have that big airport at Brownsville and because of the the Rio Grande Valley Port of Brownsville that could serve for materials and things like that. Are they brainstorming, or y'all in TxDOT, everybody's brainstorming how to better use those points of entry and delivery and get some highways, some roads over to the Starbase as well?
And that's exactly where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Trying to see, okay, what else do we need? The airports, working hand in glove with us as well. And it's the extension of the runway, just trying to get traffic out there a little easier. There are a lot of private planes that are coming in, both for SpaceX and those that are visiting SpaceX. And then you mentioned, the highway. But then we got two other ones. We got the rail that comes into the Port of Brownsville as well that helps, move some of those materials. And then the other one is our deep water port. I mean, there's vessels that come in and bring some of these larger components for SpaceX. So it's all really, really kind of coming together, creating some great synergies out there, but really now just planning for the future. We planned for this 10 plus years ago, including with the LNG plants. But now we're at a point where we just can't build it fast enough. And that goes to everything, housing, restaurants, the commercial sector, all of the above. It's
what a beautiful problem to have, Gilbert. Amazing times. Prosperity is just growing exponentially. Gilbert Salinas is director of the economic development efforts for Brownsville, the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation, talking about SpaceX, and recently had a roundtable up in Austin with many folks in the space industry, also other parts of Texas. They got spaceports that are developing there as well, and see if we can try to meet the demand. But what a wonderful problem to have. Like, how big is SpaceX? Or like, how many employees? 4,000?
They're close to 4,000 employees right now. So let me take a step back here, and this week the mayor's going to have a State of the City on Wednesday, and it's going to have a huge economic development spin to it. And just in the last 12 months, Brownsville proper has created more than 5,600 jobs. 1,000 plus of those were created by SpaceX just in the last 12 months. They went from 2,800, 2,900 to almost 4,000. And then the LNG plants, they account for another 2,000 employees that they brought on board, in addition to the already 1,000 plus they had the year before. And they're supposed to, I think, hit close to 6,000 employees within the next year and a half, I think. And then the remaining, out of those 5,600, the remaining 3,000 plus jobs are just from our local companies, those in the automotive sector, some that are in advanced manufacturing, some tech, so on and so forth. And that's not including the new companies that we're getting ready to announce here in the next few months, it's going to be a huge injection of more capital as well as more jobs to the area, which is interesting because I think by next week we should be able to announce what I like to call like one of our next game-changing projects. So obviously SpaceX was one of our game changers. The LNGs were another one of our space changers, so game changers. This company is actually following those two companies. So they're a supplier to those two sectors. And it's a major European firm, global presence. From here, they're going to be supplying both South Texas from here all the way to San Antonio, as well as northern Mexico. And they'll be looking to export to Latin America as well, in addition to what they're going to be doing here. It's about 100 plus person operation, about $200 plus million in CapEx. But again, this will now, we're super excited because this would be like the trifecta of industrial giants. This would be the third one following the SpaceX and the LNG.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, we'll look forward to hearing about that in a few days. So hopefully we can bring you aboard maybe next week or so, whenever that happens. It was good to hear. Industrial park development for Brownsville. What's going on there?
We're getting ready here in the next month to break ground on the first 100 acres of a 700-acre industrial park that this organization is getting ready to build. And that'll be out on the city's north side, far north side. And with the activity that we're seeing out there, we're now starting to see, the city grow in that direction. This will help it grow, but also the industrial presence that we're having out there along SH 550, also I-169, which links I-69 to the Port of Brownsville. That whole area is getting ready to just really explode as far as the industrial activity that we're seeing and the suppliers coming in. Hence, those 700 acres are going to be a huge part of that. Just what I like to call the economic driver for this whole region.
Is it within trade zone designation areas where maybe you can benefit from that as well, or the company?
Not yet. It's an industrial zone, but not a foreign trade zone, and that is on our
You're
radar.
close enough to the present foreign trade zone where you could just like bring it in eventually. And what do you need to do? What do you need to do in order for that to happen? What do you need to ask?
We're working with the port, and that we need to go through the federal level through our congressman to be able to get that designation, which will be an extension of what the Port of Brownsville already has.
Mm-hmm. Is your job a little easier now than it was over a decade ago, where the phone is actually ringing big time, saying, "Hey, we want in on the action"? LNG, SpaceX, high tech, anything else that's coming to the area?
I won't say it's easier, but it's good to know that now all of that work that went into really promoting the area is paying off, because we're getting phone calls now. We're getting calls from the governor's office as far as leads. However, we haven't let our foot off of the gas pedal. We're still going out there and promoting and recruiting. And I think as a result, hopefully, of the announcement we're going to make next week, that's going to open up the door. And when you see what it is, that'll open the door for the tech sector, and dare I say, semiconductor sector.
Okay. Yeah,
that will position us at a very, very competitive level globally.
It's good to hear, Gilbert. You guys have been working on this, because with the announcements, and just amazing, jaw-dropping announcements of the billions upon billions of dollars of foreign investment, like these Japanese banks and high tech, and on AI, on chip manufacturing, on these energy farms, we need to capture some of that in South Texas. And it sounds to me that maybe we might be at the beginning of capturing some of that infusion of capital.
We're moving in that direction. We're moving, and we're seeing it already.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, Gilbert. Anything else you want to announce as far as economic data? Anything else that catches your eye before I let you go?
No, that's how I get in trouble. With you especially. It's exciting times right now, and again, it's I think by this time next year, if I'm on the show again, we should be able to announce several more thousand jobs that we had already created, both between the local industry as well as some of these new companies.
I hope so. Yeah. Now, don't you go anywhere now like you did last time. You went up to the hills of Central Texas. It's real pretty up there, but this is happening. Like this Brownsville, Harlingen area, we're number one in the country.
Number one, the Brownsville Metro, number one for as far as emerging economy, the number 4 city as far as higher income households that are being built. And then just last week, the number 5 city, the 5th city in the United States where people are moving into the most.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought, right? I mean, Brownsville and the Rio Grande Valley, I've always said, have always been exporters of talent. We're starting to see that, maybe not reverse that trend, but definitely slowing down. Yeah. And we're getting people moving in to the point where we're the 5th city that's seeing the most people moving in.
Excellent. Good to hear. Great times. Thank you, Gilbert. You and the team for all the work that you're doing. From the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation, they're the leaders of economic development for Brownsville. It's Gilbert Salinas.
Mm-hmm.
29 minutes after the hour of the morning news on News Talk 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. Up in Austin, more Texas Republicans making a new push to try to dismantle any forced so-called diversity and inclusion programs.
There's already a ban on DEI in colleges, but some have found a loophole. There are more classes that focus on race and gender. Sherry Sylvester with the Texas Public Policy Foundation says at UT Austin, there's 400 with the word gender in the title.
To show the lack of balance, the Federalist Papers and the Declaration of Independence both appear less than 10 times.
A bill in the state legislature would order colleges to screen their course catalog for signs of ideological bias. Courses that are identified would be banned from being used as a degree requirement.
That's Michael Board with that report. Up in Southeast Texas, the Big Houston Rodeo, saying another record year for them. They reached an all-time attendance record of 2.7 million people over their 23-day event. I used to keep up with Freddie, and when we Because we had the Mercedes livestock show on radio, right? These past few days, right? But I used to know more about it because Freddie's babies would participate in doing something. What were the babies? They were growing like rearing the tecuaches, right? Like possums.
Yeah.
That's what they were.
That's what we did.
They got the
We
champion.
have a lot of them at the house. So
the champion.
We just captured one of them.
Yeah, the champion tecuache. Yeah. NCAA men's tourney. Who's left? The Cougars from U of H and the Raiders from Texas Tech. So go Raiders, go Cougars. Hopefully they'll make it to the Final Four. And if they do, you'll hear it right here on 710 KURV, your station for the NCAA men's Final Four. Sports next on 710 KURV.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody, or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
The Rio Grande Valley Port of Brownsville is the economic engine for this entire region. With so many billions of dollars in private sector investment coming to our port already here in the bank account, thousands of new jobs that are being created by traditional energy, clean burning liquefied natural gas to be exported to the world sometime in the future. They're building that big node right now. I got a second one, Lord willing, got a second one on the way. I invite you again to the website portofbrownsville.com and sign up for the free newsletter, as all businesses and even the public sector, from schools and government offices, you know how it is. They shave a portion of that gold from the private sector to fund all the government offices around here. Everybody is dependent on the economic engine of the Rio Grande Valley Port of Brownsville. Sign up for the free newsletter, portofbrownsville.com, and you'll be the first to know as we get the expected announcement, final investment decision for the second big liquefied natural gas node coming to the area, or maybe a new tenant. They're rapidly expanding, rapidly growing their industrial park, expansion to steel operations. Another ship might be built here pretty soon by the shipbuilder, or maybe a big aircraft carrier coming to the area to create thousands more jobs or hundreds more jobs to recycle all that steel. There's so much going on. Be the first to know. It might be a job opportunity or an investment opportunity for you. portofbrownsville.com. Sign up for the free newsletter.
Are you planning to start a mobile food business with a fully customized trailer? We are what you need. A family-owned business since 2001, Sanchez Trailers, your one-stop shop for your custom food trailer needs. We are local, and our food trucks and food trailers are made in the USA, built in Texas, using the best materials available. 100% NSF-approved equipment from top to bottom. Mobile kitchens, food trucks, concession trailers. We have it all. Visit us today at 224 Frontage Road in Alamo. Call 961-4793. 961-4793.
It's Houston Astros baseball this Friday as they host the New York Mets. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
In the world of March Madness, Texas A&M and Baylor lost over the weekend, but Texas Tech and Houston will advance to the Sweet 16. Sticking with college hoops, after 3 seasons at Texas, head coach Rodney Terry is out, and former Xavier head coach Sean Miller is expected to be the next head coach at Texas. The Dallas Stars got a huge win at home in overtime against the Flyers. And in the world of the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks got a win at home Friday against the 76ers, 123-117, and snapped a 4-game losing streak. The Spurs got the win Sunday over the Raptors, 123-89, and the Houston Rockets got the win Friday night against the Heat, 102-98, but could knock off the Nuggets Sunday night, 116-111. And opening day is approaching this week for the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. With your Texas Sports Minute, I'm Alex Solis.
710 KURV exclusive AccuWeather the forecast. Don't be surprised if we get a thunderstorm pops up later in the day. We got some unstable air, so maybe, just maybe, but it's decreasing, though. It was at 40% down to 25%. So that's for later in the day. And highs today should be in the upper 80s. Border Bridge wait times as posted on KURV.com. Let's get the latest numbers. So if you're driving back to Brownsville, as expected, there was going to be maybe a delay, more security at the bridges. Hour and a half at B&M and Gateway. 1 hour at the Veterans Bridge at last check. And for McAllen, the busy ones, Hidalgo and Far, 45 minutes, only 15 at San Luis. This is the Valley's Morning News Check of Business, News Check of Your Money. Up next on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us at Radio Para Mi. Download that free app. Waiting for your call or your text message is a dear friend of mine, Dale Johnson, who is the owner of DLJ Commercial Roofing. This is all he has done his entire life, and yet again, the invitation for you to network. Dale Johnson is a person you need to know, you have on your contact list, because at some point in the future, you might have an issue with one of your properties, a commercial roofing system starts failing you, water coming into your building, you see those leaks coming at you. You call Dale Johnson, get some advice from him. Now, meeting him is free, and from Dale, you'll get an amazing service for free. Dale Johnson's DLJ Commercial Roofing, his crew will check, see what's going on with your roofing system for free. Give you an expert analysis. Show you, okay, you got a weak spot over there, weak spot over there. You might need something like a year from now, some patchwork, something like that. You need to know this information so that you make some good decisions in property management. And it is free and no obligation. This is how my friend Dale Johnson meets potential new clients, but definitely meets new friends. You're going to love meeting Dale Johnson. So call him for that free assessment and analysis of your roofing systems. All of it free and no obligation. Dale Johnson, the top roofing expert, the commercial roofing expert in this entire region. Call him, text him now, 956-655-6178.
It takes one whiff. Everything on the menu seems to be calling out to you. Dish after dish looks so good that you just can't seem to make up your mind. Everything looks better than the last thing. It's almost mind-boggling, and that's the moment that you realize you are at the right place. Zen Asian Bistro. All you can eat. Sushi, all kinds, and always delicate, fresh, and delicious. Sushi and Chinese food all at the same place. Zen. Everything you want. Individually, custom, wok-fired, crispy General Chow chicken, and all of your favorite Chinese food like sizzling steak lo mein. It's an experience you'll absolutely love. Lunch and dinner, all you can eat at Zen. You don't have to decide on one thing because you get it all. Everything on the menu is yours for one low price. All you can eat. Bring everybody. With kids' meals at just $8.99, there's just no better option out there. Zen Asian Bistro. All you can eat, unlimited, unforgettable, unapologetically affordable. Zen.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. In recent months, staff across corporate America have been told that their days of working remotely are over. Just 20% of LinkedIn posts are for remote or hybrid jobs, but they're getting 60% of applications on the platform. As far as investments go, only a few luxury designer handbags gain rather than lose value over time. Hermes Birkin bags have an average annual increase in value of just over 14%, outperforming the S&P 500. However, experts said framing such designer purchases as investments does women a disservice. Genetic testing for 23andMe said it had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection to help the $50 million company sell itself. The company also revealed that co-founder and CEO Anne Wojcicki had resigned after multiple failed takeover bids. Futures are sharply higher after reports that President Trump will hold back on some tariffs. Friday, the Dow Industrials gained 32. That's Your Money Now.
U.S. Small Business Administration saying that they will cut around 2,700 positions at the agency. That's an over 40% cut in payroll. Your 710 KURV exclusive AccuWeather forecast, highs should be in the upper 80s, maybe low 90s, depending on the cloud cover. Keep it at the upper 80s. And maybe, just maybe, we might see a thunderstorm later in the day. We definitely had some thunder, nasty thunder boomers in central Texas, hail, all that exciting weather way up there in San Antonio area, Austin area. But for us, we're getting the tail end of some of that instability. We'll see what happens later in the day. Your station for AccuWeather, Newstalk 710 KURV, coming up in 2 minutes. It's the latest from Fox News. This is the morning news. This is Newstalk 710 KURV. Join us at Radio Para Mi. Download the free app. JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment, waiting for you to stop by today. Say hello. They might be wearing some orange shirts. Kubota Orange Days is what they're celebrating. Now, I know my friend JP, he bleeds, A&M maroon, but he wears that Kubota orange shirt with pride because it means big savings to you at Amigo Power Equipment and great financing options today. At Amigo Power Equipment, they're delivering the savings that you need for the equipment that I know that you are going to love because the Kubota equipment is going to help you get the job done at the ranch and at the lease. So stop by and visit with JP and Jeff for exclusive deals on America's favorite compact tractors. That would be the Kubota compact tractors. At Amigo Power Equipment, they've got factory-trained experts going to help you find the perfect match to what you need to do and the type of the tractors or the attachments that you need to get all the work done. Special Orange Day financing available at Amigo Power Equipment and big savings as well at Amigo Power Equipment on Kubota. Don't miss the chance to save big on the Kubota equipment and all the attachments that you need and that you want. Visit Amigo Power Equipment today and go to their website and also visit the Kubota website for information on some of these great financing deals. Your home for Kubota tractors and all the equipment that you need is Amigo Power Equipment, Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Cal at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
If you're a fun and outgoing person, we need you. Radio United is looking for a part-time employee to promote our radio stations and our clients' businesses. As a brand activation ambassador, you will attend activations and interact with many people. You must be bilingual, have a valid driver's license with a good driving record, flexible schedule availability, including weekdays, weekends, and holidays. If you're interested, send your resume to human resources at radiounited.com. Radio United is an equal opportunity employer.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Coming up after the Valley's morning news, stay tuned for the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez starting at 9, followed by the Dana Show with Dana Lash at 11 on News Talk 710 KURV, KURV.com, and on the Radio Para Mi app.
You're in tune with the Valley's morning news. This is News Talk 710 KURV. We invite you to join us on your smart device. So download the free app that belongs to Radio United. Remember this name. Radio Para Mi. Radio Para Mi. Radio Para Mi. Download it and listen live online. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. U.S. negotiators are meeting with Russian officials today in Saudi Arabia about working toward a ceasefire with Ukraine.
They follow talks between the US and Ukraine last night, described by the Ukrainian defense minister as productive and focused. The Trump administration wants an immediate partial ceasefire and later a comprehensive peace deal. President Donald Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff says he believes we'll see real progress today, but Russian officials are more cautious.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Down to the Sweet 16 at the NCAA men's college basketball tournament in games Thursday and Friday. All 4 number 1 seeds are alive.
In the Midwest, top seed Houston will take on last year's runner-up Purdue. Auburn has Big Ten tournament champ and 5-seed Michigan. Florida will take on 4-seed Maryland in the West. Duke has been rolling through the East region.
Fox's Greg Thompson. Duke plays Arizona next. America's listening to Fox News.
It's 15 to the hour on the Valley's Morning News. Heads up, if you needed to use FM 106 and use that lift bridge headed to Rio Hondo, you might be waiting a while. No word on when the repairs will take place. That lift bridge to Rio Hondo is stuck in the open position. After a crash this past weekend, some driver made the bridge inoperable after the driver went off the road and hit a junction box on Saturday. AEP was forced to cut power. No word again on repairs. Delays are possible, more delays possible at the international bridges connecting Brownsville and Matamoros. U.S. Embassy and consular employees in Mexico have been advised that extra security will be present at the international bridges. More than 300 measles cases now being reported across Texas, most of those in that bloom in West Texas. State of Texas is looking to do its first of its kind study on the economy.
Republicans want a true count of how much a surge of illegal immigration, which happened under the Biden administration, is costing the state. State Senator Mace Middleton says without true numbers, they're doing a budget in the dark.
We don't have access to clear and consistent data to guide policy decisions regarding illegal immigration and its impact on our state.
When it comes to public ed, he suggests the cost is somewhere in the ballpark of $7 billion a year, but the plan is being blasted by opponents who say it does not take into consideration how much illegal immigrants pay in taxes.
And Freddie, we got word on some of the guests coming to this year's Comic-Con. Ram's up that again. Ramsey Ramirez, South Texas Comic-Con. So he's got the Hoff as one of the guests. David Hasselhoff. Really? Yes, the Hoff. The Knight Rider himself. He's on the list of guests. Dee Snider, who you told me didn't show up last year, so maybe he's doing a make good this year. Dee Snider. Let's see. He's from White Snake, right? Dee Snider? Let's see here. And Brent Spiner. You know who that is, Freddie? Brent Spiner?
Yeah, the goofy professor from Independence Day, right? Who was holding the aliens?
Yeah. Actually, he's Data from
Star
Trek.
Well, I never saw that low-rate sci-fi show.
Okay. See, he's got some big names, more big names showing up. Of course, Comic-Con for actors who have voices on animated series, all that stuff. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us at Radio Para Mí. Download the free app.
Are you planning to start a mobile food business with a fully customized trailer? We are what you need. A family-owned business since 2001, Sanchez Trailers, your one-stop shop for your custom food trailer needs. We are local and our food trucks and food trailers are made in the USA, built in Texas using the best materials available, 100% NSF-approved equipment from top to bottom. Mobile kitchens, food trucks, concession trailers. We have it all. Visit us today at 224 Frontage Road in Alamo. Call 961-4793, 961-4793.
El Pato, in a way, El Pato is a throwback to the simpler days. All El Pato restaurants, a throwback to, for many of us, our childhood here in South Texas or in many parts of Texas. Or Ama, your grandma, or your mom, right? You'd wake up to the smell of some coffee and then the smell of those flour tortillas on the skillet. Ooh, that'll get you out of bed, right? Or you could smell that, you could hear at a distance the bacon that's frying on the skillet, or the chorizo. She's spreading the chorizo, getting all that done, or the potatoes. Oh my goodness, you're hungry, aren't you? Well, El Pato is a throwback. It's you bite into one of those delicious breakfast patos. Oh my goodness, yeah, you'll be thrown back. Just close your eyes, throw you back to mom's house or abuelita's house early in the morning. Get some breakfast patos, chorizo, egg, bacon, ham, even barbacoa if you missed it. If that's what you want, you're hungry, go to El Pato. Order online, elpato.com. Stop by your favorite El Pato on the way to work right now. Phone it in. They'll be ready for you when you get there. And don't forget, during this wonderful Lent season, at El Pato, they're serving salmon patties in plate or tacos, fish tacos, nopalitos, salmon plate, nopalito and egg, a wonderful taco, breakfast pato, nopalito and egg pato. Check out the Lent specials all the way up to the end of the Quaresma. It's about like 3 weeks, I think, is the end of it. So for El Pato, elpato.com, or phone it in. That big bag of breakfast tacos ready for you. And don't forget the other big special right now. It is the green enchiladas, melted white cheese, the shredded chicken, rice bean, and the drink, only $6.99 at all El Pato restaurants.
The City of McAllen is thrilled to offer your business an opportunity to apply for a matching grant of up to $15,000. The Refresh 50/50 grant was designed with your business in mind. Apply for the Refresh 50/50 grant to upgrade your storefront with improvements like new paint, signage, landscaping, art, lights, doors, and more. Take advantage of this amazing opportunity and apply today at www.refresh5050.com. The Refresh 50/50 grant is brought to you by the City of McAllen. Hablamos español.
Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free Radio Parami